Uh, Welcome back, students. Am I audible? Okay. Uh, in the first half today, we understood the bilinear transformation design procedure, the steps involved in designing a digital infinite impulse response filter. Okay. So basically, we'll be given with the analog filter specifications itself. By frequency wrapping, we'll convert those analog filter specifications into digital filter specifications. And using those digital filters, sorry, actually the analog filter specific, digital filter specifications will be given. Sorry, it was the other way around. First, digital filter specifications will be given. By using frequency wrapping, we'll convert them into analog filter specifications. And then by using prototype transformation, we'll design an analog filter for the converted analog filter specifications. And later by using bilinear transformation, we'll convert that analog filter into digital filter. And then we started with the prototype transformation, low pass prototype transformation, in which we'll saw a procedure to convert low pass prototype filter into a practical low pass filter. Okay, and the transformation has been depicted here. We call a low pass filter to be a prototype filter when its cutoff frequency is 1 radians per second. So it will be on a normalized frequency V, and if it is 1 radians per second, then it will be a prototype filter. To convert it into a practical low pass filter whose cutoff frequency, whose specified cutoff frequency will be omega C, and the magnitude gain will not be affected in any sense. Okay, so we'll apply the transformation S equals to S divided by omega C. So HLP of S is the low pass, practical low pass filters system function or the transfer function. It will be equal to prototype filters, low pass filters system function, that is HP of S, when S will be equals to S divided by omega C. Now this is the transformation that we had stated earlier. And sorry, we considered the transfer function of first order system for both prototype low pass filter as well as the practical low pass filter and compared their gain values, magnitude gain values. Did you all understand that? Any doubts, any questions? Any questions, any doubts on those concepts? Yes? Okay, shall we move forward? Yes. Now in the next section, we'll see how to convert this low pass prototype filter into high pass, practical high pass filter, and how to convert this low pass prototype filter into practical band pass and band stop filters. Okay, what are the transformations? Now this is the transformation used to convert low pass prototype filter into practical low pass filter. Likewise, what are the transformations to convert low pass prototype filter into practical high pass, band pass, and band stop? We'll be going through in this section. So, I'll redraw the magnitude response. Magnitude response of a low pass prototype filter given by magnitude of HP of JV, where V is the normalized frequency. And magnitude response is same what we had drawn earlier. With respect to V, we have the pass band, transition band, and stop band. And this is the cutoff frequency, 1 radians per second. Okay. So now it seems to be a low pass filter frequency response. Okay. Now, this low pass prototype filter can be converted into an high pass practical high pass filter. Okay, practical high pass filter whose magnitude response will be given as h subscript hp of j omega. Magnitude of h hp of j omega. Hp represents high pass. Okay, so you all know the frequency response of high pass filter. So frequency response seems like this. Okay, but here cutoff frequency, which will be somewhere around here, will not be equals to 1 radians per second, but it will be specified for some value of omega c, which can be 1 radians per second. If it is 1, then it will be a prototype. Okay. Now the highest gain, the maximum gain will be 1. So then what is the transformation? What is the transformation to obtain the practical high pass filter from the low pass prototype filter? Here, to obtain this transformation, we will substitute S equals to omega c divided by S. S equals to omega c divided by S. Exactly reverse of the low pass prototype to practical low pass transformation. There we substituted S equals to S divided by omega c, but here it is omega c cutoff frequency divided by S. Now this transformation will convert the low pass prototype filter into a practical high pass filter with the given frequency response. This will be the magnitude gain or the magnitude response of the practical high pass filter, and the transformation goes like this. The hp of S, the transfer function of a practical high pass filter or practical high pass filter is obtained from hp of S, that is low pass prototype filter, when you substitute S equals to omega c divided by S. Omega c divided by S. Now this is the transformation. This is the transformation used. When you substitute S equals to S divided by omega c, then you will be converting low pass prototype filter into a practical low pass filter. But when you substitute S equals to omega c divided by S, then you will be converting low pass prototype filter into practical high pass filter. So this is the analog low pass prototype transformation to the high pass filter. Okay. Next, we'll see what is the transformation to convert low pass prototype into band pass. Okay. Now you need to remember these transformations. What to substitute in place of S to convert prototype low pass into practical filters. Okay. I'll summarize them at the end. I'll write the table for it. But for now, if we want to have a band pass, let's say HBP of j omega. HBP represents the system function of a band pass filter, practical band pass filter. And we know the frequency response or the magnitude response of a band pass filter will be maximum gain will be 1. Now, if you observe the frequency response of this band pass filter, and if you have to design a band pass filter in your lab, it is the combination of low pass filter and a high pass filter. So first you need to design a high pass filter because this frequency response seems like a high pass filter. Then you need to cascade that high pass filter system with a low pass filter because second half of the frequency response seems like a low pass filter here. Okay, so here the lower cutoff frequency is represented by omega subscript L. Omega subscript L represents the lower cutoff frequency, and higher cutoff frequency is represented by omega H. Omega subscript H represents the higher cutoff frequency. And in between these two, or the width of the passband. Width of the passband will be denoted by W, which will be referred to as the bandwidth of the bandpass filter. And between these two, will be having a geometric center frequency, which will be center of this passband, and it will be represented by the geometric center frequency of the passband filter will be represented by, or will be denoted by, omega subscript 0. Omega subscript 0. Okay. Now, to convert this low pass prototype filter into a practical band pass filter whose frequency response or whose magnitude response will be like this, where omega L will be the lower cutoff frequency, omega H will be the higher cutoff frequency, and omega L, which is the center frequency or the geometric center frequency of the bandwidth W. We need to use the transformation, or in place of S, we'll substitute, S square plus omega 0 square divided by S into W. Where omega 0 is the geometric center frequency of the pass bandwidth, and W is the bandwidth. Capital W is the passband bandwidth. Okay, so we'll obtain HBP, bandpass system function, or the transfer function HBP of S from the low pass prototype, that is HP of S. When you substitute, S equals to S square plus omega 0 square divided by S into capital W. S into capital W. Okay. Now omega naught, which is the geometric center frequency, is defined in terms of lower cutoff frequency and higher cutoff frequency as square root of omega L into omega H. As square root of omega L into omega H. The geometric center frequency is obtained from lower cutoff frequency and higher cutoff frequency as product of square root of the product, square root of omega L into omega H. And the passband bandwidth, capital W, passband bandwidth is calculated, or it is the difference between higher cutoff frequency omega H minus omega L. Omega H minus omega L, the difference between the higher cutoff frequency and the lower cutoff frequency will give us the passband bandwidth, capital W. Is it okay? Are you all following? Okay. Now this is regarding the band pass. Now for this, again, like we did for low pass prototype transformation to practical low pass filter, we can compare the magnitude gains of this filter and this filter. It will be same. Okay, because we followed it for the first transformation, we are just writing what is the transformation used here. Okay, and the last transformation that remains is low pass prototype filter into a band stop filter, or the band reject filter, which will be given as okay. So if HBS of J omega, if HBS is the notation used to represent the transfer function of a band stop filter, there is magnitude response over the normalized frequency omega will be. Now earlier we designed a high pass filter and then cascaded it with the low pass filter. Now here it is exactly different, reverse. First we'll be designing a low pass filter. Okay. And then to convert this into band stop, this will be cascaded with the high pass filters. Maximum gain will be 1. Now, this magnitude response seems like the magnitude response of the band stop filter. So, first we'll be having a low pass filter, then this will be cascaded with the high pass filter. So, over the normalized frequency range omega. So, here also we'll be having two frequencies. The lower cutoff frequency and the higher cutoff frequency designated by omega L and omega H, and the pass band width will be capital W, and the geometric center of that pass band width will be denoted by omega 0 again. Okay, and to obtain this conversion from low pass prototype into a practical band stop filter, the transformation used in place of S will be S equals to the reverse of band pass, SW divided by S square plus omega 0 square, S square plus omega naught square. Okay, if you remember two of the transformations, if you remember the transformation of low pass prototype into practical low pass, if you reverse it, if you take the reciprocal of it, then you will get the transformation from low pass prototype into high pass. And if you remember the conversion from low pass prototype into band pass, and if you take reciprocal of it, you will get low pass prototype conversion to band stop. Okay, so this is the transformation. So for band stop filter's transfer function will be obtained from low pass prototype filter by substituting S equals to SW divided by S square plus omega 0 square. This is the transformation used. This is the transformation used. Did you all follow this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, to summarize this, the filter type and prototype transformation used. Okay, so first, low pass. From low pass prototype filter into practical low pass filter, transformation used will be S divided by omega C. S divided by omega C, where omega C is the cutoff frequency. And the conversion from low pass prototype into high pass filter, the prototype transformation used will be omega C divided by S, where omega C will be the cutoff frequency. Likewise, for band pass, conversion from low pass prototype into band pass filter, the conversion used is S square plus omega 0 square divided by S into W, where omega naught is the geometric center frequency obtained as square root of omega L into omega H, where omega L is the lower cutoff frequency and omega H is the higher cutoff frequency, and W, passband bandwidth, is the difference between the higher cutoff frequency and the lower cutoff frequency. And lastly, the conversion of low pass prototype filter into band stop filter is obtained by using the transformation SW divided by S square plus omega 0 square, S square plus omega 0 square. Okay. Where the geometric center frequency omega 0 and the passband bandwidth W is same. Okay. So this is the low pass prototype transformation table. So write this separately, because to design a infinite impulse response filter, digital infinite impulse response filter will be requiring that. So this table comes in handy while we will be designing a infinite impulse response filter. Let us consider a problem. The problem statement is, given a low pass prototype filter, and its system function, low pass prototype filter system function is defined as hp of s equals to 1 divided by s plus 1 divided by s plus 1. Now this is the standard, or the this is the standard low pass prototype filters, first order low pass prototype filters system function. Okay, hp of s equals to s divided by s plus 1. Now this is the first order system function in Laplace transform or in the s domain, because the highest power of s in the denominator is 1. Highest power of s in the denominator is 1, so it is the system function of the first order low pass prototype filter. Okay. Now we have to determine the analog filters, and we have to plot their magnitude response from the frequencies from omega between 0 to 200 radians per second. From 0 to 200 radians per second. That is, we need to design the following filters. Okay. What are those following filters? We'll get to know. And then after designing those filters, we need to plot the magnitude response. Magnitude response from the frequencies 0 to 200. Starting value of the frequency is 0 on our scale, and the last value till 200 radians per second. This is omega scale. Till 200 radians per second, we have to plot the frequency response, and somewhere between these two will be having the cutoff frequency. Between 0 and 200 radians per second will be having the cutoff frequency, that the filter that we are designing, which will be given. So first filter that will be designing is high pass. Okay. The first filter that we need to obtain from this low pass prototype filter is high pass filter for the cutoff frequency. 40 radians per second. For the cutoff frequency 40 radians per second. Now what this means is, between this we'll have a high pass filter. Okay. I'll be getting the magnitude response, or I'll be taking the magnitude response till 200 radians per second only. Beyond this, I'll not calculate it. And this cutoff frequency will be of 40. Cutoff frequency will be of 40 radians per second. Now I have drawn this magnitude response based on this statement, but we'll have to actually calculate them and then plot this. Okay. So this is the first problem. And the second problem is, we need to design or we need to obtain a band pass filter. Band pass filter with the center frequency, that is omega naught, given as 100 radians per second, and the width, pass band width, capital W, is 20 radians per second. Pass band width is 20 radians per second. So we have to design a band pass filter. We have to design a band pass filter. Again, the frequency taken will be till 200 radians per second only. 200 radians per second. Now, what is the lower cutoff frequency and higher cutoff frequency? It has not been given. But the center frequency, omega naught, is 100 radians per second, and the width of this pass band is given as 20 radians per second. 20 radians per second. So these are the problem statements. Did you get this?
Yes.
Okay. Now what we need to do is, low pass prototype filter system function is given to us. Okay. Now how to convert this low pass prototype filter into high pass? We know the transformation. It is by substituting S equals to omega c divided by S. For high pass it is omega c divided by S, where omega c is the cutoff frequency. And what is that value, omega c? It is given as 40. Okay, we'll just have to use this transformation. 40 divided by S in place of S in the given system function, and then obtain the transfer function of the high pass filter. Okay, so it looks like this. It looks like this. That is, transformation that we'll be using is this one. So HP of this high pass filter system function will be equals to HP of S for S equals to 40 divided by S. For S equals to 40 divided by S, because that is the transformation. Okay, and omega c, the cutoff frequency value given is 40 radians per second. So according to this, HP of S, the system function of the high pass filter will be 1 divided by, in place of S we will be using here, in place of S we will be using 40 divided by S. So 40 divided by S plus 1. Okay, so HP of S will be equals to, now simplify this. It will be equals to S. If you take this denominator term to the numerator, it will be S divided by S plus 40. It will be S divided by S plus 40. So this is the system function. This is the system function of a low pass filter, a high pass filter for the cutoff frequency 40 radians per second. Now, to obtain the frequency response that we had drawn here earlier, that is this frequency response, we need to take the magnitude response of this, that is mod HP of S. Mod HP of S. The one we had written earlier. Okay, 1 divided by square root of, we can obtain that, and then in that we can substitute different values of omega starting from 0 to 200. We'll get the magnitude values, then we can plot those magnitude values with respect to omega. Okay, we'll have to do that manually, but since 200 values are more in number, I'll be writing a octave program. I'll demonstrate that in this class itself. We'll be writing an octave program for all of these, and then we'll check the result of that. Okay, we'll do that in a moment. But for that, you remember this. For that, you remember this. So this is the system function, or this is the transfer function of a high pass filter that we need to design, which we obtain by converting low pass prototype into high pass for 40 radians per second cutoff frequency. Is it okay? Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. And to convert this low pass prototype into band pass filter, the transformation used will be S S square plus omega naught square divided by S into W. Divided by S into W. Now this is the transformation. Okay, that has to be used for band pass filter. Okay. Now according to this, what is omega naught value? The center frequency given here is 100 radians per second. It is 100 radians per second. So S equals to S square plus 100 square divided by S into W. W is 20 radians per second. So this will be equals to 20 S. It will be equals to 20 S. Okay. So HBP of S, the band pass filter transformation will be 1 divided by, in place of S we will be using this. So S square plus 100 square divided by 20S plus 1. Okay. So if you rearrange these terms, the band pass filter system function will be 20S divided by 20S divided by S square plus 20S plus 100 square. Now instead of writing what is that 100 square value, we'll keep it as it is. Okay, we'll take that. Okay, or else you can write it as 10,000. It doesn't matter. Now, if you observe this, what is the highest power, what is the order of system of this transfer function? What is the, now this transfer function represents the band pass filter. And what is the order of that band pass filter here? What is the order of this? What is the highest power of S in the denominator? It is 2 because we have S square term. Okay, so this is the second order transfer function. So what it means is to convert either low pass prototype filter into band pass or band stop, the order of the band pass or band stop will be twice of that of low pass prototype filter. Okay, here we started with the first order low pass prototype filters transfer function, and after converting it into band pass, the transfer function of the band pass what we obtained is of second order. That is, first order system will be converted into second order system only for band pass and band stop. Did you all get this? Artha aita?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now again, for this transfer function, we have to take the magnitude response value and keep on substituting. You can obtain the frequency response by substituting S equals to j omega. You will get the frequency response. From that frequency response, here we have HP of S and HBP of S. These are the transfer functions. Frequency response is obtained by substituting S equals to j omega in both of these. We'll get HBP of j omega here also. Okay, and then by taking the magnitude value, we'll get the magnitude response, and then there we need to substitute omega from 0 to 200 to get the magnitude response. Okay, now that part we'll be doing in the octave. Now go to the editor. I already have written the program. I'll be providing this program in the notes as well. I'll just open it. Okay. I have written this program and I have stored it as I. Okay. I.yum is the file name. Now what it contains is, first thing, the range of frequency, the frequency range omega, which was given in our program as from 0 to 200 radians per second. Now with an interval size of 1, what we'll do is we'll generate an vector from 0 to 200. Now it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, so on up to 200. Now these are the frequency points, the omega, the x-axis, that will have to, or these are the frequency values where we need to calculate the magnitude response. So the comment is analog frequency points for computing the filter gains. And in the octave, now, is this visible?
Yes.
Okay. In the octave, we have something called as FREQS. Now this is the built-in function to calculate the frequency response. Okay. Now how to use this? You can go to the command window and type help FREQS, which is the function name, which stands for frequency response, and press enter. Okay, you will get a error now. Now what is that error? Just read out. Error, help, the frequency response, the function name. Function belongs to the signals package from Octave Forge, which we have installed but not loaded. Now this is to do, now this function is specific to the signals package which has been installed, but it has not loaded to the present environment to use. So if you remember the first DSP lab where we discussed this, to load the signals package, we need to use the command pkg load followed by the package name. So which is signal in this case. Press enter. Without any error, the cursor should return to the next line. Now, if you type help FREQS, which is the function name, and press enter, it will display the, here it is. From this point, it will display the documentation regarding that frequency response function, how it has to be used and all. Okay, and you can read it out here. H equals to the mode. One of the method to use it is H equals to FREQS, the frequency response, B comma A comma W. Now what are B, what are A, will go through. B are the coefficients of the numerator. A are the coefficients of the denominator in the system function, and W are the frequency range with respect to which we'll be calculating these. So B is the vector of coefficients of the numerator, A is the vector of the coefficients of the denominator, W is the vector of the frequency points, that with respect to which H, the vector of the magnitude response, will be calculated. And this FREQS is to compute the S-plane frequency response. S-plane because it is the Laplace transform, because the filters that we are designing are the analog filters. Okay. So in our program, the arguments used are, within square bracket, it is 1 and 0. What should be the first argument? First argument will be the coefficients of the numerator. If you remember, the low pass filters transfer function was S divided by S plus 40. Okay, so the coefficient of the S is 1 and constant was 0, so it is 1 comma 0. And the next two values, the second argument is A. Okay, so A are the coefficients of the denominator. So denominator polynomial in the transfer function of low high pass filter was S plus 40. So coefficient of the S is 1 and coefficient of the or the constant term is 40. So first two arguments represent the coefficients of the numerator. Next two arguments represent the coefficients of the denominator, and W are the frequency points with respect to which we'll be calculating the values, which we have defined it in the first line in our program. Understood? Did you all understand this? Likewise, we'll calculate the frequency response of band pass filter as well. Frequency response of 21, 20 and 0, because the transfer function of band pass filter was 20s divided by s square plus 20s plus 100 square. Okay. So 20 is the coefficient of s, and we do not have any constant sum. So it is 0. And in the denominator, the coefficient of s square is 1. The coefficient of s is 20, and coefficient of or the constant is 100 square. 100 square is, you can simply type 100 square here, which will be 10,000. So the coefficient or the constant value is 10,000, and the last argument is W, with respect to which we'll be plotting the values. Now to plot them in the single graph plane, we'll be using the subplot, 2 number of rows, 1 column. So in the first plot, we'll be plotting the magnitude values. This is the frequency response. HA is the frequency response of the high pass filter, but I want only the magnitude response from it. Okay, so ABS is the function which gives us the absolute value or the magnitude value of this frequency response HA. And for plot, there are 2 arguments. Here there are 3 arguments. W, which represents the x-axis. It is plot of or t of f of x comma y. X represents the x-axis values and y represents the y-axis value. On x-axis, W will be plotted from 0 to 200 with the step size of 1, and on y-axis, absolute value or the magnitude value of this frequency response HA will be plotted, and K will be displayed as it is. So in the comments you can see the filter gain plot for high pass filter, and grid will give us the grid like pattern, horizontal and vertical lines, and x-axis is frequency in radians per second, y-axis is absolute filter gain, and likewise we have repeated it for band pass filter as well. Okay, now to run this, just press on save and file run. It will pop up with a change directory or add directory to load path. You can click add directory to load path and go to command window. So we did not okay. There seems to be some problem. Okay, I have opened it in pen drive. Just give me a minute. Okay, I'll correct this. So this is the program. I is the program that we have typed. We'll close this window as well. And the file extension for the all Octave scripts has to be .m. Then only you will get this symbol. Double click on this. Directly your program will be opened now. Now try to run this. First time you will get the error because frequency response has not been defined, because when you close the previously loaded signals package will be erased from the memory. You need to load it once again. pkg load signal. It has been loaded now. Now you can rerun this. Okay. So in the command window, you will not get any result, but a graph will be opened. Now, are you all able to look at this graph? Is this visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now observe these graphs. The first graph, in the first graph field, that is subplot 211, we have plotted HA, absolute or the magnitude values of HA, where HA corresponds to the frequency response of high pass filter. Just observe the first graph. Now, does this seem like a magnitude response of high pass filter? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now, cutoff frequency is somewhere around here, that is 40 radians per second. Okay, which we have, which clearly it is not indicated here, or else you can see here the maximum magnitude gain is 1. If you reduce it by 0. Or 1 divided by root 2, there will be having the minus 3 dB line. Okay, 1 divided by root 2 is 0.707. 0.707 will be somewhere around here. If you draw the line here, which will be a minus 3 dB line, and if you take it to the intersection of the x-axis, it will be roughly around 40 radians per second, which is the cutoff frequency. Understood? Understood?
Yes, sir.
And in the second subplot, we have plotted the magnitude response of the band pass filter. So now observe the second graph. Does this look like a band pass filter? Yes or no? It is a band pass filter. Okay. Now earlier we had the flat top, whatever figure I had drawn on the board. But here we do not have that pass band, flat pass band, okay, between the lower cutoff frequency and higher cutoff frequency. But from 0 to 100, this represents the high pass filter's frequency response, and from 100 to 200, this represents the low pass filter's frequency response. And as we have seen, we know from our problem, the center frequency is 100. The center frequency was given as 100 radians per second. So here the peak or the center of this graph is 100 radians per second. Okay, and if you calculate the width between the lower cutoff frequency and higher cutoff frequency, the width of this passband will be 20 radians per second. So first graph is the frequency response of high pass filter, and second graph is the frequency response of the band pass filter. Did you all get this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now manually we had to calculate these values by substituting different values of omega, and if you plot them with respect to the gain, what you obtain, you will be getting these two graphs itself, at least near to these. Okay, understood? Any doubts, any questions? Any doubts, any questions? Okay, now on the board, I had written the transfer function of high pass filter and band pass filter as S divided by S plus 40 and 20S divided by S square plus 20S plus 100 square. Now we can represent that in octave as well. For that also, we have a function available which is called as TF. TF stands for transfer function. So if you can type help TF first time, again you will be getting the error, or already the controls package has been loaded along with the signals package. So you will get the documentation regarding that TF. TF is the function from this file, and these are the modes to use that TF. Okay. So it will create or convert the transfer function model. Now in our transfer function, we know what are the numerator coefficients and denominator coefficients. So we'll be using this. Now by using this TF, we can plot either or we can write either a Laplace transform, that is the transfer function of the continuous time systems, as well as the Z transfer function, which is the transfer function of the discrete time systems. Okay. Now to begin with, I'll just say, let us display the first order transfer function. Let's say S equals to TF, which is the function, followed by S. Sorry, uh, S has been not defined, so it has to be in the single quotes. Okay, so it will display, now it has been given here. Okay, so this will display the system function or the transfer function of the first order. Transfer function S from input U1 to output Y equals to S continuous time model. Okay. In our case, if I want to display the high pass filters transfer function, then I need to define the numerator and denominator coefficients. Numerator coefficients were 1, 0, the same thing what we used in our program, and denominator coefficients are 1 and 40. 1 and 40. Okay, so this time I'll use G will be the transfer function. Okay, so TF of NUM, numerator, which is the vector holding the numerator coefficients, comma, denominator, DEN, which this is the vector holding the denominator coefficients. If you type enter, you will get this transfer function. This is the same one that we had written in the board. Is it same? Are you all able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Likewise, I can display the transfer function of band pass filter as well. The numerator coefficients were 20 and 0. Denominator coefficients were 1, 20 and 100 square, which was 10,000. And same you can use this TF transfer function of numerator coefficients comma denominator coefficients. You will get the transfer function of the band pass filter, that is 20S divided by S square. Instead of writing S square, power operator will be used, S cap square plus 20S plus 10,000. Now 10,000 is long to be displayed on this screen, so it will be 1 into 10 to the power 4. Now this is represented in terms of exponential. Okay, so it is 1 into 10 to the power 4, which is 10,000. Are you all able to see this? Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And it says continuous time model here. Now if I want, I can plot the Z transform as well. Okay, now for that Z transform will be representing the system function in of discrete time system. Okay, I just need to include Z. Now Z, for that I need to sample this out. Okay, like it says here. Okay, sample of Z that we can define. You will get a discrete time systems transfer function as well. Okay, so these are some of the useful functions available in the Octave which you can play around with to understand the concepts better. Now all the concepts that you studied in signals and systems, control systems and digital signal processing, you can play around in this Octave by using different functions provided by the Octave, just like this. Now there are functions available to calculate the root locus, Bode plot, Nyquist plot, and in the DSP lab we are seeing what are the functions available for digital signal processing. You just go around this octave, which is very useful to understand the theoretical concepts of most of the subjects that you will be studying in electronics and communication engineering. Okay, is it okay? Will you explore this octave? Yes.
Yes, sir.
If you face any difficulty, if you do not understand anything, then I'll be here to help you all. Okay, but explore all of the functions that are available for different packages in the octave. Your learning of the theoretical subjects will be better, very better. Okay, with this note, let us end this class today. Okay.